Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Meadful Mondays. Today, we'll be telling the story of when Loki finally had all the gods fed up with him. After all of his antics and all of his mischief, Loki had always been more of a burden than a help to the other gods. But after his help in the death of Balder and ensuring that the beautiful god would remain in the underworld until Ragnarok, he went about slandering the gods at every opportunity. Last, the gods decided that his antics had become too much, and they went to capture him and put an end to it. Loki ran far, far away from Asgard, to the peak of a high mountain. He built himself a house with 4 doors so that he could watch for the gods from all directions. By day, he turned himself into a salmon and hid beneath a nearby waterfall. By night, he sat out by a fire and weaved a net for fishing so he could eat. The all-seeing Odin perceived where Loki now hid. The gods went after him. When Loki saw his former friends approaching, he threw the net onto the fire and hid himself in the stream in a salmon form so that it would be almost impossible to find him. When the gods arrived and saw the net smoldering in the fire, they surmised that the wily shapeshifter had changed himself into the likeness of those he intended to catch to eat. The gods took up the twine Loki had been using and crafted their own form of net, then made their way to the stream. Several times they cast the net into the stream, and each time the salmon slipped away. At last, the fish made a bold leap downstream to swim up to the sea, and while in mid-air, he was caught by Thor. The salmon writhed in the war god's grasp, but Thor held him so firm, so hard by his tail fins, that to this day, salmon have a slender tail.